So here's the story, is what's going on. There has been an assault on Baldur's Gate. Zombies are washing up into the dock area in hordes, droves of them. And they seem to be in endless supply as they come up. The docks have been barricaded off by the Flaming Fist, and the guards are holding the line, but there seems to be no end of zombies, no matter how many they put down. So they want a team to go out, head south along the coast, and try to find what the source is, and put a stop to it. They're going to try and stop the flow of zombies at its source. It's the only thing that makes sense. Because it's a big threat, they've recruited a large group of you, 10 of you, to go out and try to accomplish this thing. Hopefully you guys are all set up for equipment and all that.
Yeah, I think Pavel wanted to buy something.
Yeah, I got Pavel taken care of for the extra crossbow and sword. Hayes, I got your note on what you wanted to buy. Everybody else good there?
I think so.
Okay.
I've got some things.
Who said they have some things?
Moonray.
What are you buying?
One spear, 5 javelins, 1 trap, 10 feet of chain, and 10 pieces of chalk.
How much did all that cost?
I believe that all costed. You know what? Just forget about it. I can get that all later, next round.
That'll be fine.
Can I buy a heal pot?
Yeah, who is that?
Burek.
Burek, alright. Yes.
Alrighty then. Correct. 50. Oh my calculator.
I'm just putting you guys on the board right now. And I have some questions for you as soon as I get that done.
Alrighty then.
Alright, I've got 8 of you on board. Who did I miss? I've got Hayes, Burek, Baldwin, Brandon, Riven, Tawny, Moonray. Who did I miss?
Brulo.
Brulo, that's the one. Yeah, I got you. You're out there.
Pavel.
Ashgard.
Pavel. I always forget Pavel. And Ashgard, yes. I always just assume Pavel's there is what it is. Okay. So you guys are headed south along the coast. Move you guys over to that map. And yeah, there is at least one new person here, Baldwin. I know you're new in town. We're going to gloss over the recruitment thing. Basically, they grab the arm as you come into town. They see that you're armed and armored, and they immediately press you into service.
You've been voluntold.
You have been voluntold. That is right. And they say you got weapons, you got armor, you know how to use them, and if you nod in agreement, they don't really even wait for you to respond. They shove you towards the group of adventurers about to head out and say, stick close to them and defend them.
Okay, that's a bit weird, but
Dire times call for dire measures.
yeah, I guess I'll have to go with it.
Yeah, you'll be able to
should I
have more say in things after the crisis is averted.
That's good to hear.
And this is, like I said, this is something I've never done before, so we'll see how it goes. Essentially, they're sending you guys out through the gate. The assault gets coming up the river here and into the docks. It does not seem to be coming from this direction. For now, the bridge is still secure, but it is well guarded. There's a lot of torches. They're sending you guys out at night. It will take place at night because it's an immediate thing. Like I said, the docks are barricaded and secured, but the hordes continue to come. So they're sending you guys out to basically scout the other coast all the way down. They would probably send other scouts out. That makes a lot more sense, and then send you guys as a strike team. Long story short, the threat is coming from the lighthouse area, which has already seen some action lately.
Yep.
And I gotta set a couple more things up here. I'm being told that Twitch does not have sound. Is anybody seeing that, or is one person's sound not being set up right?
Let me pull it up.
I don't know. After that debate drained my entire monthly usage of internet, I've avoided Twitch doing that.
Yeah, that'll
I
eat it
can
up quick.
It's
Yeah,
just
okay,
it's kind
it's
of
just-
quiet, but I can.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, I have my sound set up one way. I haven't changed the settings at all, so I should.
It says it's working now.
All right, good. Okay. All right. So we got the shopping done. You guys know about that. Ready to go. Yeah, they did send out scouts. They found the source of the issue seems to be down there at the lighthouse area, where you guys were going to take care of some bandits anyway. So the problem seems to persist and has, in fact. Make sure that I've crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's. Okay, who is riding a mount?
I am.
I know Tawny is.
Brandon is riding a riding horse.
Amble's got his horse.
Tony's got Diablo.
Eric is walking.
Okay, so we've got.
Same Dash got.
Hayes is on her horse too.
Hayes has a horse. Tawny, of course, does. Pavel does.
Riven does.
Riven does, yeah.
Moonray's walking.
Hasn't.
Brulo, Burek, Baldwin, and.
Yeah, can Brulo ride on
Moonray
the horse with Hayes or no?
and Ashgard are walking. I don't know, are you guys willing, who's willing to double up?
Nope.
I'm willing to. I'm willing to let Brulo ride.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Rulo can ride on my
Who's that,
shoulder.
Hayes? Hayes is letting the halfling pirate ride. Okay. In front or behind? Saddle.
What race is he?
I'm a halfling.
Oh, a halfling.
Sorry.
Oh, you
I'll leave
can
your answer.
you can ride in front then. I don't want you not to be able to see anything.
Okay.
Okay, so it leaves Ashgard, Burek, and Baldwin on foot. Well, that makes it easy. That kind of splits the group up. I was going to ask, do you all approach from the same direction? They're going to kind of split you guys up. Those on horseback could have gotten a little bit further down, whereas those on foot will actually have to come through a more indirect route. So let me split them up that way, because that actually makes it split. Alright, so I got Diablo and Tawny, Ship for Brains and Riven. Brandon on his mount, Hayes and too many B's, Brulo on that mount. Then we got Burek, Baldwin, Ashgard, and Moonray on foot. Now, some of you do not have a light source. Are you carrying a torch?
No.
Let me go through the list here. Moonray, you don't have a. Well, before you let me roll for weather and see if by chance you may have moonlight. And we'll let that decide. Also, Moonray, are you going in? Do you want to start this off in animal form?
I do not.
All right, no problem. To give you the opportunity, and I'll also ask each of you, remind me when you start your turn what equipment you're carrying. Like, I know some of you have a variety of weapons to choose from. Wow. Okay. As you guys arrive, a storm has swept in off the coast.
Jeez.
Awesome. Normally it's like a light breeze and sunny every time I roll weather, but not today. Let's rolled in. It's just above freezing, and actually hail is pelting you guys as you come
Oh
in.
my god.
Okay.
Lovely. We're fucked.
I shiver in my chainmail saying, can we go home now?
Oh wow, a steady wind with a 50% chance of extinguishing candles, torches, and similar unprotected flames.
My horse
50%
is spits
chance.
light.
What about
Horse
the
does.
light cantrip?
Light cantrip is unaffected.
Ah, sweet.
Is my dark vision affected?
What about,
dark vision is
flame
not
spells?
affected.
Sweet.
No, those would not be affected. Wow. Hail can become large enough to deal 1 point of lethal damage to anything out in the open. Penalty to listening checks. The speed is 13 miles per hour, 20 kilometers per hour. That's the wind speed. Wow. Cool.
Wow.
How's that
Weather
for weather turning on you guys?
Rolling a 1 on the weather.
Yeah, something like that. I have a random weather generator. It goes into a bunch of detail, and normally, like I said, it's always smiling, sunny, cloudy. Not today. Well, you guys rolled some crits to get in. I think that's where your luck might end.
I rolled a 9.
Oh, we're fucked.
I was surprised I got in.
Well, I think only a couple people didn't, and I felt bad about that, but I gotta cut it off somewhere. Somebody's actually emitting light. I know.
That guy with the ring?
Mate, is it Riven?
No. It's Pavel with his bullseye lantern. I actually assigned it to your token finally got around to it. Riven, do you have a ring that's magical? I thought that was Rand. You got one too?
It has a ring, but you just cast light on it.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to cast light on your ring?
Yeah, if it's dark, it will, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do the same on my stuff.
Okay.
Riven, I'm just letting you know that if you're with me, my horse sheds light out. So if you want to still not have the ring show light, you can. But I think it's only 10 feet for my horse, right?
It's 20 feet out. 10 feet of it is bright light. The other 10 feet is dim light.
Okay.
No, I'll stick with the ring for now.
Okay.
Cheers, though.
Wait, so your horse is like glowing?
Yes.
Would you like to describe your horse?
I put a picture of my horsey up there. Diablo is awesome. Diablo, I almost died for you. Several
That's
times.
true. She is not a happy, friendly, smiley kind of a paladin, and she rides on a steed that, as it gallops, sparks shoot from its hooves. Flame flashes out. It has a tail and mane of fire, and its eyes look like flickering candles.
And it's got big gonads.
Good lord, that's terrifying.
Diablo,
Yeah.
my horse.
Is it a nightmare?
Yes.
It's a nightmare, yeah.
That is a terrifying horse.
I want a
So
nightmare.
don't touch my horse. Don't even look at my horse.
All right, so both groups do have light. Ashgard has cast light on his staff. And as far as Moonray, Burek, and Balwis have light from Ashgard, do you want any other light of your own?
I can see already.
Yeah, some of you have dark vision that will be unaffected by the hail.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm still getting
And the other
pelted
group?
by hail,
Yeah.
but at least I can see it.
Yes. Well, yeah, you see it coming. As far as the other group, you've got Pavel with his spotlight lantern that hangs from his belt.
Is it
Got a
affected by the hail?
No, because it's actually enclosed, and it's actually magical, isn't it? It's not a actual lantern. It's just got continual flame cast on it.
That's
and
pretty.
Tawny's Diablo emits light, and Riven has a ring that shines light out ahead of him. It being a ring, I think I'm going to give you a little extra. I think I'm going to give you a few more degrees of vision, not just that flat 180.
Yeah, because it's sort of
Like-
wrapped around the shoulders a bit, won't it?
Wrap around a little, yeah, just be blocked by your own body.
Yeah.
He can
So
raise
that's
his
70.
fist into the air.
It's true, he can. I don't know that he would often. He also covers it frequently. But Ashgard's being on his staff works like a torch. It goes in all directions.
That's
Okay, and Brulo, you've got your AC updated. Everybody check your AC, correct? Roll20 loses that value. Should have your base AC and then in parentheses a shield AC if you carry a shield.
Yeah.
Yep.
All set.
Cool.
Yep.
Now,
Hayes would
I
like to
have-
be. Am I with a group of people? I'd like to be riding about 20 feet behind some people with light and following them.
sure, you can be 20 feet back.
I
That
hope
means
Blue's
us?
not scared of the dark.
Or are we further back?
You'll actually be kind of halfway between the two groups. Let me set up the scene for you guys. You pass through the forest. You get on the screen you're on. And do some pointing with my laser pointer here. You guys come through here like so. And when you get to the, you're going to split. Those on foot are going to go around the north, approaching this kind of coast up here. Those on horseback are going to split and go south of it, approaching this little cove sort of thing here. And so Hayes, you'll kind of have your choice at the start. You'll be kind of like right here, and you can basically kind of go either way. You guys aren't that far apart anyway, even though
How
it's on
many
horseback
light
when you first
sources are
start
going
out.
in each direction because I can't see?
There is one in the north and 3 to the south.
I'm gonna go to the south and follow those lights.
Yeah,
I'm like about
and
20 feet
you'll
back.
yeah, you'll see when you get on the board that you'll be able to make a decision on where you want to go and be able to catch up pretty quick that way. I have this sound. I do have this sound.
Sound. Ugh. The sound makes me feel cold.
Unfortunately, my only ocean sound effect includes seagulls, so
That's
I may turn
okay.
that off. But I kind of like the. I like the ocean sound. It adds to it.
Oh, let me turn my volume up.
Move you guys on over. And I'll point to where you're at. Give it a second. It'll probably take a little bit for the map to load. It's got a lot of textures. That's where you guys are. For the southern team, those of you that are on foot, just scroll straight up and you'll find where you are.
Up. Up.
Yep. Those of you on foot, just go straight up, north.
I need control of my horse, but
I'll just move you guys' horses along because it'll take me a minute to set up everybody's horses. Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Can
I
they
was
just
actually.
highlight it and then move it? Do the highlight thing and then move it?
yeah, but
They're monsters. They
Oh.
can't control their horses. If it's like a named thing that may actually survive, I'll set up a template for it. But since everybody's buying horses pretty frequently, I figured I'll just move them with you for now. Your horses may die. Hopefully not. Okay, now I have to do a little bit more setup on my end, and then we'll be ready. Clear that off. You guys can go ahead and roll initiatives.
I don't see myself on the board. Am I on somebody's horse? Brulo?
Who was it that asked? Brulo? Let me do that and click you here. Sorry, it's gonna move everybody. It's where you are.
I really
My
should
map
have
hasn't
swapped
loaded
into my
yet.
Give it a second. The map may take a little bit. Yeah, it may take a few. It's a big map. There you go, Pavel Light. And I'll give you guys a second. I need a second to get all set up on my end anyway.
I lost somebody already.
It's okay.
Alright, Bibble is going to be in his default form, but invisible.
So not shape changed?
Yeah, he's in imp form right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, I was late rolling. I totally forgot I was measuring.
Hello?
Hello?
You're back.
My map's still black. I think I just reload the page.
Yeah, give that a shot. Most of it will be black. I'll I'm gonna move the screen to the guys on foot. Do you see anything now?
Yep.
Is there anybody that's not in or isn't able to see?
That's me. Owen.
Baldwin? Can't see anything.
Nope. I can see
Give me a
people
second.
measuring,
Let me-
but it's all black.
Let me check your token then. That could be the issue. Be something simple. It's the first time you've used this token, so it's probably something I've done wrong. It says you have sight. Let me make sure the token's assigned to you. Yeah. I'm gonna move the screen again. You can't see anything, right?
I saw a ping, that's all. Oh no, I see stuff.
Okay, we'll see now. Sometimes it takes a minute. There's as many people as there are. It may get weird. I'm gonna give you guys a frame of reference here. I'm moving a red line to where you can see it. That red line is 30 feet. So that'll give you some idea of how far you can move with a 30-foot movement. On horseback, of course, you've got 50. So it'd be 2/3 again of that or so.
There's suddenly a lion next to me.
There is a lion, yes. It may be ferocious, I don't know.
Slowly inch towards it, trying to pet it.
The lion allows this.
There's already heavy petting. Giggling.
I'm from a farm. We don't have lions on farms.
Alright, well, I'll tell you guys what. If everybody's ready, Baldwin, you're able to see yourself now, and you rolled a crit on your initiative, so way to catch up. You're the fastest. You can go first.
Well, there's not much to do. Probably, what's this lion?
Suddenly a lion. Oh my god, it finally added my initiative. Sorry, I just got a new router today and my internet's being really crappy, so everything's so laggy.
Okay, I'll move you. There you go. And Brandon, if you don't mind, I'm just going to put Bibble with you to make it easy, so you can just go all at once.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, Baldwin, are you moving, or are you going to stay put for now? See what happens.
Well, I think I just move over here. Since the light source is standing there.
Yep. You're kind of outpacing the group at the edge of the light, that's fine. You can hear the sound of the ocean, of course, through the hail of, well, the hail.
The hail of the hail.
The hail of the hail. It's uncomfortable, cold, and it's pelting you, and it's difficult to see. But you know you're getting close to the coast. What you see there is a ramp leading up, and it heads downhill here, heads uphill here. You able to see that?
Yes.
The telltale splatters of dog blood.
And the telltale, yeah, the splatter of blood, yeah, a little bit of dried blood on the ground there. And if you guys look out far enough towards the coast, you may actually be able to see some lights out there at the coast. And you're going to see some things happening. Now this is the only part that may actually take me just a moment.
I'll give my internet time to catch up.
Alright, if they're still in the preparation phase, can I go ahead and pass it out Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah.
Alright, he hands Bardic Inspiration to Tawny, so he pats her on the ass. I don't even recognize the guy to my left, but he gets inspired too. He hits the cowbell. Very inspiring. And then he inspires whoever is that Riven over there? Yeah, Riven gets inspired too.
Nice one.
Alright, got that going.
So inspiration to lightning bolt.
Yes.
Lightning bolt.
Okay. Hayes, it's your turn. Sorry for the delay there.
Alright, am I supposed to be able to see my horse? Because I can't.
Hayes, oh,
I just
yeah.
see my token.
You can see your
That's not
token.
horse.
You can feel Brulo on the horse ahead of you, and of course the horse under you. But yeah, you clearly can't see much of anything else. You can see the lights around you. Otherwise, you're in total dark.
I'm coming to here. And, that'll be it.
Okay. You're bringing Brulo with you, of course. Moonray.
I am going to see if I can't smell rotting flesh.
Make a perception check.
Okay. That has advantage because I'm a lion.
Okay. Yeah, you do smell rotting flesh, necrosis on the breeze.
Any specific direction?
West. It's coming in off the coast.
Okay. Well, in that case,
Towards the water.
I am going to wander over next to him and end my turn.
Okay. Burek.
Okay. I live life on the edge and will on top of the line.
On top of the line?
I will stand up on top of the line.
I suppose he's climbing up me.
Ah.
Oh, I can ride the lion? That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Moonray, do you allow the half-orc to mount you?
Yeah, very reluctantly.
Alright, Burek, of course Moonray does not wear a saddle, so you're gonna have to grab handfuls of mane, or at least a handful of mane. That being the case, you're gonna have to have at least one hand free. Both hands free, that will help on ride checks. Without a saddle, you'll have to make some kind of dexterity or wisdom check to stay atop the lion. Now, out of combat, if he's just moving, it's no big deal. But you will need at least one hand free. Do you sheath your sword?
For now, I will put away my shield and sword and grab with both hands.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Then you will be, let me put you to the front, and you will be right there, atop the lion.
Sweet. I get to ride a
Have him out. Into battle. Just so you know, putting a shield on is an action. Put that sucker on. Okay. Riven.
Okay, so the rulers on here is measuring right, isn't it? So that's 30 feet down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that red line gives you kind of an idea of what the 30 feet is.
Oh, right, I was looking at that 30 feet. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking 30 feet away from me. So 30 feet to there, and then the horse will dash. Another 30 feet to about there. And then I'll take a perception check to see if I can see it.
A horse can go 60, you know, right?
Yeah, that was 60. 30 to here. And then, yeah, sorry, 60 and 16.
So that's just one move. You can dash now, still.
Yeah. Dash. Are these shrubs or trees?
They're deciduous trees, so the trunks will not impede your movement.
Okay. Four.
I'll swivel that line around so you guys can kind of see. Well, 30 feet is horizontal. I realize vertical didn't help much.
Yeah.
Can somebody measure out in front of Brandon there about 60 feet? We'll show what the horse goes. Okay. Yep. So the top one being 30, bottom one being 60. And yep, that looks about right for a Riven. Is that it, Riven?
Yep, sorry, yeah. Oh, I was going to take a perception check, see if we could hear anything.
Sure.
Perception. Oh, I'm trying to quickly. Did you get that?
Yep. You can hear coming from the coast. Very faint. Well, let's see. Yeah, even through the hail. Very faintly, you can hear a sound. And I've hit play on it.
Was that like drumming?
I should turn it up just a hair. It's hard to hear over all the gulls and the wind, isn't it?
Yeah. I think they'll
That makes sense.
picks and chooses whether it wants to give me a sound. I think, 'cause I've got my master volume up full.
Are you not hearing anything?
No.
Do you hear the
Anyone
gulls
else?
and the wind?
I can hear wind, but I think that's just someone's mic connection. I can't hear
That's weird.
gold.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe your sound isn't, like Roll20 doesn't agree with your sound settings. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's fairly noisy.
Yeah, I can hear.
Anyway, what you hear is the sound of zombie growls
Okay.
and groans. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, that's it.
That was it, right? Yeah. Alright, Massacre Belphegor.
Alright. I'm gonna dash
I don't know how I
ahead.
feel about being called BT.
Right over here, so then have some light dodge, and that's it. Light dodge. Shoot.
Yes. Pavel? No, I keep forgetting to say on deck. Johnny, you're on deck. I'll get better. I'll catch up with you guys. Pavel, are you muted or did you just
I'm here. I'm
go flying?
gonna move up here and ready a shot for anything that comes in my range. That's it.
Okay. Now you have some pretty crazy range. You may, if you zoom way out there to your west, you may be able to see something coming up the coast.
They're out of range.
Ah, waiting for them to get in range. So yeah, you can definitely see. If you guys want to actually zoom, I can move you guys to that spot because it is visible to most everybody. Well, the north team may not be able to see. And I'll give a quick description now because you all will eventually see this. There's a shipwreck. A ship has dashed itself upon the rocks down there on the coast. And coming up out of the waves are a small pack of zombies. They're wearing, looks like sailors' clothing. Some of them carry rusty weapons. They don't have any of them in their hands, really, being zombies and mindless. Upon the rocks, though, you see what looks like a glowing green obelisk made out of a skull, or it's in the shape of a skull, and it's perched on top of one of the rocks. There is like a green sludge that's dripping out of the skull constantly and into the waters, and it kind of flows out upon the water from that skull.
That sounds like bad news.
So you guys will all see that as you move in there. And that was Pavel. Tawny, whoops. Tawny, you're muted by the way. While I move. There was actually a zombie turn in between there, so they're all gonna come a-shambling.
Come a-shambling.
Yep. Now here's the thing I was talking about before. They're just gonna move as a little herd. I'm trying to move this. There we go. The water is difficult terrain. They're coming in off the coast. Even so, water would be considered difficult terrain. Go ahead, Tawny.
I have a question.
Bibble and Brandon will be on deck. What's that?
I know the nightmare moves 60 feet. Is that just one movement?
It has a speed of 60 feet on foot, but flies 90.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fly to about I need to get within
You know Pavel went 120, so if you go almost to him, you'll be pretty much at 90. We don't have to be too exact.
okay, because I need to get I'm gonna go right about here and just kind of go underneath the bush a little.
That looks about 90 to me.
Okay, so I just had to get within 30 of each of them. That was my whole goal. I'm doing bless on all three of us.
Yep.
And
So you guys can put the angel wings with halo for bless. What else, Tony?
that's my action and my movement, so I don't think I can move again, right?
Diablo can dash still.
Oh, he could dash.
Yeah, he has a full set of actions. He is the 11th member of the party.
He can dash for 90 or 50, 60. 90, damn.
Now that's walking. If you're flying, it's 90. So if you're down underneath a bush, you're probably walking, you're not flying.
Yeah.
You can cast your spell
Well, I'm
and
gonna go
dash
ahead
back
and-
into the air like a flying reindeer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just walk him up here for a dash. And just end up right here. And got my shield out and my longsword, my silver longsword. And I'm gonna sit pretty.
Okay. Bless doesn't have a somatic component, does it? I'm not too worried about it. You can put your sword away, cast your spell, and then pull your sword back out.
Yeah, it does have a somatic, and yes, you're right, I'll keep track of that.
Bibble and Brandon, it's your turn.
Alright, Bibble readies the action to use a scroll pending Brandon's help. And that will end his turn.
A scroll of what? I missed it.
Scroll of Flaming Sphere.
Flaming Sphere, okay.
Flaming Fear.
Alright, and I'll move on to Brandon's turn. I do not have control of his horse, but his horse is gonna...
Yeah, I'll just move it with you once you move.
Alright.
So you can move your 60 or 50.
Yeah, he's gonna move along with the horse, and the horse is going to dash. Alright, and then Brandon will use his action to help Bibble cast that spell with the scroll. So you'll have advantage on that, playing that now.
Flaming Sphere, a 2nd level spell?
Yes, it is.
I assume you have proficiency in Arcana. Because if not, you may be in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
You are in trouble. Your spell scroll is read by Bibble. By the way, you guys see an imp, a little devil with a pointed tail and wings, red as blood. He recites a scroll. The scroll flashes into flame, burns onto a crisp, and floats away on the breeze, and nothing happens.
Can I use my ready to action to shoot it?
Yes, you can. Bibble has been struck. No. And you didn't specify, so I assume it's just a regular old bolt.
Yes.
Smacks into the little devil man. He bleeds and scowls at you. And that is your ready to action. Okay, and that was Brandon and Bibble making an attempt. Brulo, you have a turn. Are you just riding along with Hayes there?
I'm riding with Hayes, get my shield and javelin ready in case I see something to throw it at.
Sure. You can put, I'll put a token on you. It's the Gatling gun when you have a ready to action. Alwyn, it's your turn.
Okay. Can I try to light a torch?
Yes, it takes an action to light a torch.
Okay.
That's fine if you want a torch. Now you will drop it when you go to make an attack with a two-handed weapon, of course, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Dropping's a free action.
Okay, and then I'll just move over here as well.
There you go. Action move. It was difficult to get the torch lit with all the hail, but you're able to block the wind with your back and finally get it going. And then approach you and being light for the half-orc atop the lion. Alright, give me just a moment. This is the big turn here.
Obelisk has better initiative than I do.
Hayes, your turn.
Alright, I am going to ride down to here and unmount the horse and tie it off to this tree. Now maybe tying him off to his death, but I don't know.
Yeah, you can dismount for 5 feet of your own movement and still have a full set of actions of your own.
I still have movement, huh?
Yeah, you still have movement.
Alright,
Make a dexterity check for how well you tied off the horse in case it needs to try and escape.
is it like a dex save with my proficiency or just a regular?
Just a regular old dex check to see how good you are with rope use, basically.
Okay, I did it, and
That's
I'm
fine.
off the horse. Directly to the west of me over here, is this a wall or a cliff or what?
That is a cliff, and it leads downward. You guys are seeing, I'll give you a quick description here. I'm glad you asked, because I should be doing this. I assume you guys can tell, but It's not obvious.
Bless you.
Bless you. To the north, you can't really see, but there is a cliff wall fairly steep going up to the lighthouse. To the west, you can see the ruins of some kind of an old temple. This may be familiar to some of you. This is not the same temple because this is the one on the coast. Beyond that is a cliff that is downward. You're actually coming out to the coast on top of a very steep cliff, and there is a sandy depression leading down to the beach. If you wanted an easier time, this right here has no penalties. Of course, the cliff itself is it's roughly 50 to 60 feet, depending on which section you're looking at. Same in the north, you guys also have a cliff up there. It's going to be the same up there. There are basically 3 entrances to the beach that have no penalties.
You've been playing this all week, making that map the other night. That's awesome.
Yeah, this map actually didn't take too long. This whole thing here, this is a pretty big one that I've come up with. Got a couple other maps in the works, yeah. Yeah, this is it. This is the one I was working on.
I have a question. This zombie right here that I'm pinging that's kind of semi-lit up, would I be able to shoot him without disadvantage or anything, or what? I mean, I don't know.
It is a dim light, so you do have disadvantage, yeah. That guy, you have disadvantage to hit because he's a dim light. You can only barely see him.
And if I go beyond my range, it's disadvantage too, right?
It's disadvantage, yeah. You're kind of in the same boat. Unintended, either way.
I will, I'm going to, because I don't lose anything but arrows, I guess, so I might as well give it a shot. I'm going to, cast bonus action Hail of Thorns.
Hail of Thorns?
Yeah.
What is that? I haven't seen that before.
It is, I'm going to read off. It's
is that a spell?
A bonus action, first level ranger spell. Next time you hit a creature with a ranged weapon attack before the spell ends, it has concentration up to 1 minute. If I hit a creature with a ranged attack before the spell ends, the spell creates a rain of thorns that sprouts from your ranged weapon or ammunition. In addition to the normal effect of the attack, the target of the attack and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dexterity saving throw.
Wow.
Creature takes 1d10 piercing damage on failed save, half as much on successful save.
Cool. There you guys go. So that's a concentration spell, a bonus action. I'm going to put the concentration icon on you. That's the clock. So you've cast that. You can shoot now. And that does last 10 rounds, so let's put a 9 on it, and we'll know that it lasts 1 round further than that. You did hit?
This guy right here.
And each creature within 5 feet of it needs to make a dex save. And I think you got basically
my
everybody
spell
next to
DC
him.
is like 12 if I added it right, so it's not too good.
Go ahead and roll a d10 then. Good. Dex save of 12. The one on the left failed. He takes the damage. The one that you hit failed. He'll take the damage. The one above him failed. He'll take the damage. The one to the northeast of him failed. Goofed up on him, and now it's not letting me. Oh. I hit numlock by accident at some point here. So my numpad wasn't working. The last one made his save, taking, does it say half damage?
Yeah, half damage.
He takes half. So a bunch of thorns erupt out from that one arrow you fired, shattering out through all the zombies near him, and all of them get flayed, blood splatting into the water.
Zombie screams fill the air.
Can zombies scream? Do they feel pain?
And that's it for me.
No, they just moan. They moan in interest, having been shot. They know that there's a meal to be had, so they all, arms come up, mouths come open, and they start quickly shambling towards the group. And that was pretty cool. I've not seen much ranger magic. I think you're the first ranger that cast spell. Moonray, it's your turn.
I am going to run over here and make a perception check to see if I can't smell how close they are.
Yurik, you can just go with him. You are mounted now.
Oh, you can take the concentration thing off now because there's only one attack if I hit.
Is it only one? I thought it was, it's the next time.
It lasts up to 1 minute. The next time I hit it takes effect. So if I didn't hit, then I would have concentration and keep it for the next shot.
Wow. I thought it was like bless, and it said each time.
That'd be
I misread. Wouldn't that? Well, I don't know. Rangers need it. It's okay, yeah, go ahead and take that concentration off. Continue, Moonray. You've moved up to the edge of your light. Burek can see, of course, on your back, but...
And that's it.
Alright.
I...
Give me a sec here, Burek. I know it looks like it's your turn. There are some monsters. Tell you what, go ahead and say what you're doing. I'm not going to stop you, because there's not much going on up there.
I just want to ready my shield for any enemies that...
Yeah, you can action, pull out your shield, have hold of the mane with the other hand. You realize that, go ahead and make a handle animal check, it's wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay.
You can do wisdom or dex, your choice.
I'll do dex. Like me.
Because me and Pavel had a discussion on this, and I think either way would be equally applicable. In this case, you being untrained, oh well, yeah, it's kind of a rough ride. You're not quite used to the way a lion moves, and of course, you're riding bareback. But you figure you can wrench one hand into the mane and get your shield out and still be able to hold on well enough. You know, if he goes into combat and starts fighting, you're probably going to get flung. And Moonray, it's probably not comfortable having your hair pulled unless you're into that sort of thing. Burek, is that it?
I guess, well, because I used my action already, so...
It is an action to get the shield out, yeah. So unless you're going to dismount, that would be it.
Yeah, then that'll be it.
Stay on it. Riven, you're up, and Ashgard, you are on deck.
Okay, so I'll be 60 feet to, well, double move. I'll easily make it to the edge of that cliff. That.
Your horse rears at the top of the cliff as it catches the scent and sees the zombies down below.
Yep, I will summon my duplicate 30 feet there.
You're higher than 30 feet off the cliff, so it'll kind of appear in midair and then drop the rest of the way. That's fine.
Yep, cool.
Let me set up that duplicate. Keep track of which one he is, because he doesn't have any of those things. Now, the illusionary duplicate does not emit light either, does it? Or would it?
It doesn't say anything about it. I'll click the macro.
I would think an illusion should a perfect illusion of yourself. I wouldn't think it would emit light.
No. And that's everything.
Yeah, so he's out there, he drops, lands on his feet down there.
Yep.
Okay. Ashgard.
Alright. Just what's the cliff then? Can you see it?
Can't see it yet, no. You seem to be kind of following a slow slope down towards the beach. From you're on kind of a grassy plain.
Alright. Great.
And Pavel, you're on deck.
Then I'm just gonna move.
Sure.
There. And make a perception check. That's
Never mind the camera that's following you. I see your perception check. You look through the darkness down there and you can hear... Do you have proficiency with perception?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear actually the sound of, not footsteps, it's kind of a strange sound. It's almost like a rushing sound through the grasses ahead of you, even through the hail. It's hard to discern location because the hail is pelting, but something's moving through the grasses in front of you, and it's also hard to kind of translocate the source of the sound in the total darkness. Now you can see, if you go see that lit up obelisk out there in the water and kind of a horde of zombies shambling your way, the sound seems to be closer than that.
Alright, so I can ready a firebolt. And that's it.
Yes, yes. And you know what token that is, or what icon?
The machine gun, right?
The Gatling gun. Yes, you got it.
Yeah.
Machine gun. So go ahead and do that. Pablo, you're up, and Tony, you will be on deck. The zombies will go in between.
Alright, I'm gonna tell Tawny as I pass by to take care of that devil spawn. And I want to try and shoot the obelisk.
Are you still on? You're still on horseback. Okay. Yep. Go ahead and shoot it. That hits the obelisk.
Did anything happen?
And you see the cracks form in the. It's got kind of a stony skull. You can tell that the imps damage as you would expect, but it did some. You see cracks form.
Okay, I'm gonna keep shooting because that seems like a good idea right now.
Okay, the second one also hits, and the third one also hits.
And then
many cracks are formed throughout that skull.
Then I'll back up a bit to right here, and that'll be it.
Okay. Make a handle animal check, as your horse has caught the scent of zombie, and it is not a war horse. And that's wisdom. Okay. You're able to keep the horse calmed. It does do kind of a very quick spin. You're having trouble keeping hold of it. It wants to bolt.
Alrighty.
And I will move the zombies now. It's basically here. There's that horde. There's that horde. Tawny, it's your turn, and Bibble and Brandon, you're on deck.
I'm gonna take care of that double thing another time. There's 3 obelisks and tons of zombies to deal with, and I'm gonna go ahead and move in. It's about here, and actually right about there. And I'm gonna do a hoof attack on that one.
Smacks into that front zombie, dealing both bludgeoning damage from the hooves and flashing with flame across his chest. Its chest caves in, but it lurches towards you with claws and teeth.
And then I'm going to go ahead and dash back just a hair. Let the rest of them get in here so I can beat the fucking tar out of them.
He will take a slash. He actually grabs hold of Diablo's haunch and takes a deep bite out of it, rolling.
Oh, you fucker.
Go. There we go. Diablo has lost a chunk.
That's okay. Diablo, you're doing fine. And
it hisses.
So that's Diablo's turn, right? Is he gets a turn and then I get a turn?
Your turns are concurrent. If you wanted to also hit while the Diablo was standing next to it, you could.
I wanted to do that to the same guy.
That's fine. Yep. You go ahead and bash him. You got 2 attacks. If at any time you want to leap off, you can do that.
Not yet.
And you are wielding your silvered longsword and a shield. Both attacks hit. And you chop the head off of that zombie as you withdraw, and it drops.
Alright. My turn's done. Moved on to the devil thing.
Brandon and Bibble.
Alright, Bibble turns invisible. And that'll end his turn. Brandon rides forward, like, hey, devil's gone. I'm fine. He was possessing me, but I'm cool now.
I put that ninja mask on Bibble to show that he is invisible.
Alright, and then he'll ride forward just a little bit more so he's in range, so the horse dashes. And then he casts Shatter on that group right there. And yeah, let's go. Oh, wait, before I do that,
And Shatter would
bonus
hit.
action on...
Shatter would hit all of them, right?
Yeah, a bonus action on the center one. I'm gonna have my Hex affect its Wisdom, which won't do any good this round, but still.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 3d8, not 3d6.
Roll again. And that's Shatter, they get con saves. What's the DC?
That's 30.
Okay. First one fails his con save, takes the Shatter. Second one fails his con save. And explodes. Third one fails his con save. Takes the damage. Top one fails his con save badly. Takes the damage, and then the one that you have cursed, you can add a d6 damage. Did you already roll it?
Yeah, it was 3.
Okay. And he also fails and takes the full damage. Whoa. Roll20 is totally barking out. Okay. It could be me and my typing skills too. You cast Shatter, the sound of what is it, kind of like a shockwave slams in amongst all these zombies. One of them drops, the other ones kind of shudder, their flesh rippling across their skeletons. They stay up and continue pushing their way through the waves towards you guys.
Alright, then Brandon retreats just a bit using the remainder of his movement.
Whoops. I was clicking and dragging and bringing Bibble with you. I think we've lost him now.
Gone.
He went flying somewhere.
Well, he can still be there, he's just invisible.
Yeah, I just mean his token. I dragged him and he went flying. I'll bring out another Bibble. And he was down some health. I think that's about right. Yes. And he has the ninja mask for invisibility. Make a handle animal check as your horse has caught the scent of zombie. Yeah, your horse is becoming difficult to control. That may affect you next turn. It does not want to go any closer and is considering bolting. Brulo, you're up, and Baldwin, you're on deck.
Brulo will slide down off the horse and dash 45 feet.
Okay. Yeah, you're in the dark, but you can definitely see plenty of light up there. And an easy path, you're fine. So you dash, so you're not ready anymore. Baldwin, you're up. And nobody's on deck because that's where the obelisks are. Go ahead, Baldwin.
Okay. I think I ready my bow and move up.
Okay. Yeah, you have bow in hand, of course. Like we said, you'll have to drop that bow to make, or drop the torch to make a shot, but you're fine for now. You can see the cliff wall rising to the south of you. It does continue to get more steep above you, and you continue on a decline towards the beach in this direction. Anything else you want to do?
I scowl at the half orc, and that's about it.
You can, you can ready a shot if you want as your action, or you can do like a dodge with your action if you want to do something with it, because you only move, right?
If I do a perception check, would that take up my action?
No, it won't. You get one knowledge check for free on your turn.
Okay, that's wisdom, right?
Yes. You're unable to hear much of anything through all the hail and wind. It's
Well,
difficult to see as well.
nah, then that's just my action.
Okay. Now you still have an action available. You can do like a dodge. Any attacks against you would have disadvantage. On your toes and ready.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Or you could ready a shot, your choice.
No, I go with the dodge thing.
Dodge sounds good. That's me. Total
Definitely.
metagaming terminology. I've rolled for the top one. There it is. I'm going to roll for, as Tony pointed out, there are 3 obelisks. There it is. And the bottom one as well. Hayes, it's your turn, and Moonray, you're on deck.
Alright, I'm going to move down to here. And I think I'm right at 147 feet.
Fairly
So
in
I'm
range.
going to fire one of my silvered arrows at this obelisk right here.
It flies out, to my surprise, if not anyone else's. Even through the hail and the wind, your arrow strikes true, smacking into the obelisk. Planks off of it, but you can see cracks have formed. It dealt some damage, but not as much as you would have expected.
Okay. And yeah, that's it for me.
Moonray, you're up, and then Burek, you'll be up shortly after that.
I am going to ready an action to tackle into the first zombie I see and attempt to pounce it.
Cool. Put that Gatling gun on then.
Oh shit, there's 2 obelisks.
There's 3.
Oh shit.
Moonray, you could probably see just at the edge of the light, and Ashgard as well. You had a ready action. What's the range on pounce?
I've got to run for 20 feet previous.
So they're not quite close enough yet. But yeah,
No,
next turn you definitely
up to, or rather, 20 feet or above, I can run and pounce. So I could do that right now.
Okay.
At least I believe.
Yeah, I just clicked it and saw that, yeah. Okay, so Ashgard, you were ready. Go ahead and throw your, was it a firebolt?
Yep.
Go ahead and throw that. You have disadvantage because of the dim light.
Alright. Oh.
It still hits, and you singe the tip of his nose. You can do some special effects. Shpow. Yep. And then Moonray, go ahead and pounce. Normally it's normally a ready action is just an attack. Like I said, we're going for speed rather than accuracy here.
Okay.
Go ahead and jump out there. Now you do have you are going into battle with Burek, so he's gonna have to make some checks here too.
Oh, jeez.
Even with disadvantage, you were able to pounce on that thing in the dark. You did hit. Go ahead. Oh, he makes a strength saving throw to avoid being knocked prone, and if he fails, you can bite. He failed his save. He falls underneath your pounce. Go ahead and bite. The bite also sinks into it, and you get a mouthful of necrotic blood.
Ugh.
The life of a lion. Burek, make a dexterity save.
Ooh, my favorite. Can I make it athletics?
No, it would be holding on.
Ah, shit.
Roll a fumble.
Uh-huh.
Burek, you basically are cast off and land prone about here.
Ouch.
Fumbling his dex save.
Ugh.
I
Roll
fly
through
off-
the dirt.
Fly off as he charges towards the zombie.
Yep. But the good news is it's your turn. Riven, you're on deck.
Clever. I use half my movement to stand up.
Yep.
See how far away is it?
You don't have quite enough to get there with the other half. So you can double move to get in, or you can throw a javelin.
Or I can do this, and I will ready a dodge.
That is the tower. So I've taken off the prone, put on the tower. So you're up there, you got your shield up. Probably a good idea. I know what you're doing now. Okay, that's everything you can do unless you're action surging. It is Riven's turn, and Ashgard, you're on deck.
Okay, so my duplicate will move up 30 feet as a bonus action. So that'll be about there. And then I will cast guiding bolt. What's it called, guiding bolt? I'm pretty sure it is. Yep, guiding bolt through my duplicate at the obelisk.
Okay. That hits. And under your radiant assault, it glows for a moment with a white light. Shower of shards.
My duplicate takes about, and then that will end my turn.
Ashgard, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna try another fireball. That's this one.
Which one?
The top one.
This one? Okay, go ahead. You have disadvantage for the
Yeah.
darkness, and also because it's prone, your firebolt flashes out. You were careful not to hit Moonray, and you missed.
Alright. And I'm gonna move just about there. And then my turn.
Pavel, you're up. And then the zombies will go, and then it's Tawny's turn. You're on deck. So go ahead, Pavel.
Alright, I'm gonna move to here, and I'm going to shoot at that obelisk to the north. Let me roll bless for the first one.
All of them hit. The skull cracks open and pops, and several shards fly out, but it's still up. Still intact.
I'm going to retreat a bit, try to calm down my horse, and that'll be all.
Make your handle animal check. It's wisdom. Yep. Your horse seems agreeable for the moment. These three are headed for Tawny on horseback. This one's headed for Brandon. And this horde will wind up roughly here. It's actually as far as they can go because they're in difficult terrain for the water. It's up right there. Tawny, it's your turn.
So Diablo's gonna hoof attack that one right there.
I missed it.
This one right here. Sorry.
Got it. The hoof slams into it. And it explodes in a shower of fire and bone.
Great. I'm gonna go ahead and attack this one right here.
Okay, just do one at a time, because that hits. One-handed. Bury your sword into it, and then whip your sword up to the top, almost cutting it in half, but it's still kind of slopping around in two halves. Go ahead. He remains halfway alive. He's split in half, basically. I'll put that on him. He'll have a disadvantage to attacks.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and
from the waist up.
I'm gonna go ahead and move, and he can go ahead and take an opportunity attack.
Gladly do so.
And I'm gonna have him move.
Takes another chunk out of Diablo.
That's okay. Diablo's awesome. I'm gonna move there, and then I'm gonna have Diablo fly over to the thing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wait for my next action to attack the thing.
Okay. As you get there, you can see in the pit between the rocks there, become visible as you arrive, were several little spiny-looking creatures, and all of them let loose with a hail of spines from their bodies. I'm gonna click and drag out a picture so you guys got an image for them. I'm gonna move you guys so you can all see it, just in case. And sorry for that, but I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Yeah, they do carry these little harpoons. They have wings and they're covered with spines. And as you get there, they were in hiding. They all let loose with spines upon you.
No.
It'll probably all be on Diablo since they're firing from underneath. The first one actually, his spines, he has like a kind of a false start. And his spines inject into him painfully. Grants advantage. Second set of spines though, I have to look here. I think Diablo is immune to fire. He is. Some of the damage is fire, so Diablo ignores a portion
And he
of
grants me to be immune to fire too.
Is it immune?
Resistance,
or is it
sorry,
resist?
my bad.
You're resistant to fire. All of these attacks are on him for now at least. And the last one also. His spines go in instead of out. He got too excited. There was one more hit in there. Piercing damage. Okay. Yeah, Diablo seems to not care. It doesn't bother him much. Until he takes one in the balls. So far he's just taking them in kind of the chest area. Little spines. No, unfortunately it is now those creatures' turn.
Bring it.
And so they no longer grant combat advantage, having recovered from that. And I'm going to update all of them. They can only do that spine thing so many times. So I'm just going to deduct all of them now because they're going to do the same thing again. Shooting spines into Diablo. The first one is hit for some portion. And now, of course, they've realized by now that he is resistant to their fiery attack. This one, taking his turn, injects spines into himself by accident, granting advantage. Diablo takes a little bit more.
Bunch of masochists.
They seem to like it. They squeal with glee through the whole thing. The last one hits with one and misses with the other.
Good lord, this
Firing
sounds
spines
more
into
terrifying than what I was thinking originally.
And now, Riven, you have pissed off the other group here with your success. So now they're going to arrive on the scene and come flying your way. Whoops, let me check their speed first.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, they leap up into the air and come flying to about here. All of them. Just going to move them. And they will flash out with spines. And of course, under the shower of spiny attacks, they realize that that's just an illusion or can't be hurt, and so now they will stop attacking your shadowy duplicate anyway.
Yep.
Bibble and Brandon, it's your turn. Brulo, you're on deck.
Alright, Bibble uses a scroll of sanctuary on Brandon and then flies away. Go ahead and roll that.
Yep, throw your Arcana.
Alright, then he flies away.
That succeeds.
Alright, and then Brandon makes a play-acting show of yelling, "Away from me, you devil!" And still gets that spell, luckily.
Yes, make a deception check. We don't always do skill checks against other players, but the dice should have some impact here. Go ahead and do that.
Alright, well, he is proficient in that.
I assume so. Yeah,
I feel like that
it's
would be a
worth.
necessity.
You guys can metagame, hopefully you won't, but it seems pretty believable. Brandon was not aware of the imp being on his shoulder.
Okay.
Fairly convincing.
Alright, so now...
And with a flash of magic, you now have, you got, that one's for combat advantage. I'm gonna pick one out for you here.
Okay.
For Sanctuary. What do I think? What did I use in the past for Sanctuary? Let's do that one. Because I have to make a wisdom save to even hit you. Also, your horse was not agreeing with you the last turn, so go ahead and make your handle animal check now to see if your horse just flees.
Keith, I'm out.
Yep. It does. So you can choose to dismount now or after its move. Your choice. But it is bailing.
Alright, I'll dismount.
Okay. Yeah, you can leap off the horse, and it flies off into the forest, having had enough of zombie.
Alright, I'll then move my hex to this middle zombie. And I will cast Shatter.
What's the, I see, it's 10 feet, right?
Yeah, so I should be able to hit all of the ones in that cluster right there.
Yep, about 8 of them I count. DC of 13, go ahead and roll the damage for it, and I will start at the top left one and go clockwise. Okay.
That's a lot of rolls.
The top one passed, shouldn't take me too long. I was expecting this sort of thing. The next one passes, takes half. The third one that is hexed, I see your D6, he also passes, so he will take half, including that 6, or the, what you roll there. And the last one at the top right fails his save, takes the full damage. The next one below him, taking the full damage. And then circling around to the bottom, takes the full damage. Last one from the left fails. And the last one on the bottom left succeeds, taking half. Okay.
Then he will
and that
move.
Making an attack roll actually ends Sanctuary, right?
I don't think so.
Casting a hostile spell. Check that out.
Alright, let me see.
It'd be a surprise to me, but you know, I work off of previous edition knowledge sometimes. Until the spell ends, any creature on a failed save. If the worded creature makes an attack or casts a spell that affects an enemy creature, the spell ends. So yeah, Sanctuary ends at that point.
Okay, should have looked a little more thoroughly at the spell. Ah well.
It's that last paragraph, that gets everybody.
Okay, no more Sanctuary.
We'll never read the ending.
Easy come, easy go.
And that'll end my turn.
Brulo, it's your turn. Baldwin, you are on deck.
I will advance and throw a javelin at this guy. Pretty sure that is... Yep, there we go, thank
range,
you.
But it's long range.
Long range, so disadvantage.
That's fine. Well, you got one of the old templates, so go ahead and roll that one more time.
Yep, sorry.
That still hits.
That
That's
works.
fine. Take the first damage roll. And you're aware of the thing that where you separated with the bracket.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just copied the old one, so I need to update it.
Not an issue. Your javelin pierces the zombie right between the eyes, and it drops dead.
Right in the eye. One shot, one kill.
It was a good throw. I mean, that it arced straight through. It hit exactly where you thought you would.
Always
hit
kill
it.
zombies by hitting the
Rolled well.
brain.
That's right. Rulo knows how this works. And they actually look like sailors. You may actually recognize a few of them.
I'm so sorry about that.
Well, you're doing them a favor. Baldwin, it's your turn. And Hayes, you'll sit quietly because the turn in between. Baldwin, go ahead.
Okay, Baldwin will move over there. And can I use the bonus action to just jam the torch in the ground? Slam it down,
You can
so
drop the torch. It is heavy wind that would blow the torch out. You can make a dexterity check to try and see if you can set the torch in such a way that it won't blow out very easily. I'll leave the up to the dice to decide.
okay, I just lagged out or something. I couldn't hear for like 10 seconds. Anything was said.
Yeah, it's probably on my end. What I was saying was make a dexterity check to see if you can plant that torch in such a way that the wind won't blow it out. With the hail and everything, torches are having a difficult time staying lit when they're untended.
Okay, tell me.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity.
I just did.
I see it now. I think there was a delay there. Yeah, you can plant the torch into the ground, and I will have you roll that each round, and we'll see if it stays. Sorry, I think there was a delay on Roll20 there for that one. Give me a moment, and I'll set you up with a torch in the ground that you stuck, and take that light away from you. And you are now free-handed.
Okay, so I'll take a shot at the upper one of the zombies.
Just so you know, I know you're level 1, or sorry, not level 1, but just starting out. A prone target you will have disadvantage to shoot it because it's a low profile target. Whereas this one you will not have disadvantage, but it's still your choice. You can shoot at it, I just want to let you know.
Oh yeah, I did see the symbol.
Yep, he's prone. He was knocked flat, there's a lion on top of him, biting and
And
goring.
there's a havoc between us, so I'll take the other one. Where's my...
True, the half-orc would also cause cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, shoot the other one then. Let's see if it hits. Oh. Wait. No, it works.
I see it. I see it. Takes a moment. Do you have active dice turned on by chance?
Active dice? I don't know.
Do you see like a die rolling across your board, or
Oh, 3D die? No.
3D die?
the 3D die?
No, I don't have that.
Okay, it was just a delay. Well, it's Friday night, Roll20 will move slow. No problem. You do hit, you fire and shoot it, it sinks into its shoulder, splattering blood, and it hisses and looks at you. These zombies look a whole lot more fast and smart than your average zombie. They actually run on all fours as they skitter across the ground.
Wait, so being prone isn't bad for them? Oh, that's terrifying.
Being prone is very bad for them if you're close to it. Being prone always has disadvantage if you're not within 5 feet. Just for being a low profile target. Alright, Baldwin, you still have a move if you want to
No, I
use
did
it.
move.
Oh, did you? Okay. Then that would be that then.
I guess so.
Yeah. Because that's a move and an action, and yeah, you spent your bonus to basically sink the torch in. That works. Cool. You have some light. You sank a torch.
Oh,
All
you're
good
too
news
far
so
away.
far.
Wait, did you use all your movement?
Yeah, that was 30 feet.
You guys are getting pretty lucky so far with these obelisks.
This is lucky. I'd hate to see unlucky.
Yeah. Unlucky is a bit worse than what you
The
hoped. You know
destroyed
what?
one spawns? That was weird.
That one did not. That one did not work. Nope.
You did see that.
Just saw the X. Yes. Nothing to see here. Move along. These are not the zombies you were looking for. And you were not so lucky. Less lucky on this one. as a very large sailor, clearly had some form of orc blood in him when he was alive, stands up about waist deep in the waves far to the south, alongside two strange looking zombies, one quite fast on its feet, the other one clearly erupting with some form of noxious fumes.
Oh, that's not good. You got types of zombies
Not
here.
good. It's funny, I mentioned that you guys were getting lucky, and there it is, not so lucky. Hayes, it's your turn, and then Moonray, you're on deck.
I'm going to I'm gonna shoot at the northern obelisk over there where Tawny is. It's long range disadvantage, but I have disadvantage on anything I shoot at this point.
Might as well try. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That still hits. That is a good point. Yeah, your arrow flies out, narrowly missing underneath of Diablo, and the creatures next to Diablo, or the spiny creatures down there on the ground. Smacks into the skull formation and destroys it.
Sweet!
Nice.
Clutch. Alright, I'm gonna stay right there. That's it for me.
Okay. And I'm gonna make a quick adjustment here because Hayes, you're in total darkness, so I'm gonna allow Twitch to see some of what you're doing there. There. At least see that you're on the board. You and Brulo both. As it looks like shots are coming out of the dark. Moonray, you're up, and then there are a couple of zombie types will go after
I'm
that.
going to bite the zombie that is currently prone.
No.
Hard. Black blood splatters out across the ground.
Ugh. And that will be it.
Alright. The stinky creature has a turn. It goes to here. And then the fast zombies also have a turn. This one goes to here. And then that's the two that are assaulting Team B, as they have been so eloquently called. That one stands up.
We renamed the team Cannon Fodder.
They're doing fine so far. We'll try to sink claws into Moonray. It tries to grab hold of you, gets its feet under it. It does get hold of you, seeking sharp claws deep into you. They seem to have been sharpened, they're bony. That was the slashing damage it dealt, and now you need to make a Constitution save against paralysis. What's that?
He gets a disadvantage for attacking the main guy.
Is that a reaction on your
yes.
part? Okay. Then never mind on that.
When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wielding a shield.
Thank you.
You're not quite there, but I'm going to allow it anyway, because I know what your intent is.
Well, it's
pretty
5
close.
feet. It's 5
The creature
feet
has
to
to
the
be within
person.
5 of you.
The creature?
Read it again for me one time. But maybe I didn't hear you right.
Attacks a target other than you. When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose a disadvantage.
I see how it's worded. So it's the target that's within 5 feet. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Burek interposes his shield between Moonray and the ghoul, deflecting its attack.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, you're right. You had the wording on that one correct. This one, of course, has been shot by Baldwin, and it will circle around Burek, being smart enough to do so. He's being a smart form of zombie, and we'll go to sink claws into him. Unfortunately, I've clicked the torch. Okay, it leaps forward, step back away from it, dodging. It missed its attack.
That's good.
Burek, it's your turn, and Riven, you're on deck.
Alrighty then. Let's see. I asked if our friend over there needs some help. This guy. I don't know names yet.
He was the guy pressed into service. The new guy.
Ah.
Yeah.
I yelled, new guy, you need some help?
I yell back, no. Like, mind your own business.
Well done.
Fine then.
I want so bad to roleplay for you. I want to say you do like a quick back roll and come up in a crouched position with your bow up, ready to fire again. You got this handled, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Burek.
I brandished my...
As he stops talking,
He may have lost connection.
he brandishes his...
Ah, I brandished my sword to attack.
There you are.
Nope.
Very good. Okay.
Sorry, my internet's really shitty today.
You're good. Go ahead.
Alrighty then.
Take your hack at that creature as it backed out from underneath the lion's claws. You sink your sword into it, chopping its head off cleanly.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
blood spurts out for a moment and it stops moving.
Woo. Man, that advantage would have been nice.
Yeah, I would've. You still have move if you want to use it?
How much move do I have?
About 25 feet. I think you only moved 5 to get there.
Yeah.
I will use the rest of my movement to move here. Yeah.
Shield at the ready. Riven, you're up, and Ashgard, you are on deck.
Okay, quick question. Sacred Flame ignores cover. Does it ignore dim light?
No. Two totally different things. Dim light's disadvantage, cover adds to AC.
Well, in that case, I will Sacred Flame this guy.
It's not an attack
Sure.
roll though, so.
It's true, it's not an attack roll. And he's actually in bright light,
Yeah, no, I know.
thanks to...
I know he is, but if he,
Oh,
if he wasn't,
that helped you choose your target,
I was
yeah.
going to go for these little devils, but if not, I'll just go for this guy.
It is not an attack roll, though, yeah. I mean, it would be... You could go for them.
Okay, so through my duplicate, I cast Sacred Flame.
Yeah, through your duplicate, you can do that.
Jeez. Shadow Clone Jutsu.
DC 14.
Roll a dex save.
Shitty damage.
He fails his dex save. Let me see if he has any vulnerability. No. Your holy light erupts upon the target. It sizzles with it's like a black fire, right?
Yeah.
Sizzles with black fire. Howls in pain, and its glowing red eyes lock on you, standing at the top of the cliff.
Cool. Just let you know, I've got a sword, short sword, and a shield out as well.
Okay.
So then, as a bonus action, I'll move my duplicate. And I'll 30 feet.
Yeah.
That's me done.
Ashgard, you're up. Pavel, you're on deck.
Alright, I'm gonna move here and cast the firebolts on this guy.
It hits. Sizzles into him. His back is blackened with fire. It hisses with pain and glares at you. But probably will continue its assault on Alvin.
Alright, that's it.
Pavel, your turn.
Is,
And then zombies, and then Tawny will be on
is,
deck.
is this all impassable right here?
Let me see where you're pointing. Yes, that, well, you could climb over with an athletics check. It would be basically a low stone wall Be 5 feet high.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be much of an athletics check. It'd be very
Well, I'm
easy.
riding the horse anyway. So.
Yeah, it would be a handle animal check, at least DC 5 to
I'll
get your
just-
horse to lead
I'll
that.
just go around it. Okay.
Not trusting your handle animal
Nope.
checks.
Okay, I wouldn't trust you there.
I'll go here.
Blue eyes. The horse is agreeable to you, moving away from the zombies. It goes
And
with you.
I'm gonna see if I see anything. Nope, I'm gonna ready attack if anything comes to my range.
Okay. Yeah, you see plenty out there, but nothing in range. It'll be a long shot with all the wind and hail. Alright, it's zombie turn. Give me a moment to take these turns. Now these zombies, make a quick check and see if they want to go north or south. They really don't see much in the way of targets. They'll go north. Next horde will come in about here, and then have 8 feet of regular movement left. And wind up about here. Here, I'll move Twitch so they can see what's going on there. Pavel can only barely see some of that. But it's quite a horde of zombies you guys have there in the south. Total metagame knowledge. Most of you don't know this.
We do not know.
Shove a couple of these off.
I am purposefully not scrolling half down.
Well done. There's some zombies.
Although I
These
feel like
two-
it's safe to assume that the horde is bigger than 2 zombies.
Indeed. I'm going to roll random for whether they go after Brandon here in the north or the duplicate of Ravels. They have chosen Ravels duplicate. They both try to take bites and realize there's nothing to eat there. Probably winding up something like that. And then the other horde of zombies. All of them except one has chosen Ravel's illusion
Are you sure it's not Riven?
to going after Brandon.
Riven.
Whoever the hell that guy is down there. So they all come swarming around Riven's illusory form, slashing and biting and becoming up extremely disappointed at missing out on a meal. Only one was smart enough to go after Brandon. Whoops, Tawny, not your turn. There is another horde of zombies I have to deal with here. They wind up here. And of course the Team B, or whatever you want to call them, you're just able to see out of the very far edge of your light, a shambling, you could call that a horde. It's a small group headed your way.
That's not good.
Tawny, it's, well, you're still floating in the air, Tawny, so the zombies kind of ignore you. You're being out of their reach, so it's your turn, go ahead.
So if I move this, I would not have an opportunity attack.
He was shooting spines. No, he did not engage you in
Okay.
melee.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just go to the ground. How many feet do you think that would be?
How many feet? Well, you did hit the skull last turn, right? Or you were moving to hit it? It's about 10 feet up. So from there you can go wherever you'd like.
So I'll
From sea level.
just drop straight down 10 feet because I know that I'm not in range of that one. I'm gonna drop 10 feet right here,
10 feet would put you basically, yeah.
and I'm gonna
They're both at about the 0 feet level.
so I'm gonna go ahead and attack
All
that
three of
one
them.
right next to me with first hoof.
Hoof smacks it. Let me see what his... He is completely immune, of course, to fire, just the same as Diablo is. The hoof smashes into its skull.
I'm gonna do my
cracking
long
it.
sword against its
Blood
head.
splatters out. Your long sword. Ooh, let me check on Silvered. Okay, you slash with your long sword, digging a deep cut.
Do it again.
Another long sword. Get his harpoon up in time this time, and your longsword cracks on it.
Shit. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and
Notching.
so it was 10. Shit.
Back about. There you go. That's about 90.
Is it in water?
Can't tell. You don't have vision to extend out that far, do you?
I'm gonna take a chance on it and go right there.
But you're flying. I mean, you
Yeah.
can stay up 5 feet. Basically, run across the surface.
Stop that.
Hooves
Okay, so I'm gonna.
sparking and flaming.
Oh hey, hello. So I'm just gonna run right on in here, and
Okay. And the one that you were attacking, we'll go ahead and make
Sure.
a harpoon attack on Diablo, dealing a point of
woohoo!
piercing
Keep going,
damage.
Diablo. Woo!
Diablo seems not to notice. He doesn't mind a bit being poked and prodded.
Sounds like an OP horse.
Awesome horse. Still have one more idle thingy to get, but I'm gonna stay here for a second, and I'm done. Trying to give this zombie something to munch on.
Yes. All right. Those creatures will take wing and pursue you. Not liking what Tony's done there. They're in the dark, but they can see you just fine. And they're all going to fling tail spines at Tawny instead of the horse.
They know the truth.
Yep. Alright, and let me check their range. Yeah, so that's disadvantage. First one misses. Second one misses. Blinking off of your plate armor, all of them miss.
Awesome.
Well, they hit, but it blinks off of your plate armor, dealing no damage. Yeah, it sounds kind of like a... Yeah. Now down here, this one calls out in a language that most of you probably don't understand. Some of you may. The language is Infernal, if anybody understands that. Nope. Doubting it.
Nope.
Don't have any warlocks and or tieflings down here.
Nobody is admitting to it anyway. They take wing. He barks something at the other two. They all take wing, focusing their eyes on Riven, not Ravel. The first one will spines attack on his horse. It hits. The horse squeals in pain as fire and it takes fire and piercing damage. And then the second one flings spines, and the horse dies. Riven, make a dexterity save.
Not the horsey.
As your horse falls
Is it
under
a save?
you.
I have.
It is a dexterity
Yeah,
save.
so this is.
I think.
I'm proficient in.
You should have proficiency. Yeah.
That poor horsey.
This is actually to your advantage as you drop next to the horse and the rest of them fling spines at you. This one grants advantage because of the disadvantage that it took. And the last one will also fling spines at you. Miss. Miss. All of them miss, plinking off of your shield and your breastplate.
Yep.
And you can see that they're like needles that are on fire as they fire out.
Okay.
Brandon and Bibble, it's your turn.
Alright, Bibble is going to shapeshift into a seagull, so he's no longer suspicious looking, and he's going to swoop down and rest on Brandon's shoulder. And then Brandon's going to use Eldritch Blast on that fellow.
Okay.
It's got all assortment of
That
birds.
tapping sound, by the way, is like a, it's like a window that's part of the wind ambient sound. I couldn't find one that didn't include a window slamming that still sounded good. Ah, Brandon, you've your little buddy as he lands on your shoulder. You lose your focus, you point your finger, and nothing comes out but a splash of sparks. And you take a first level of exhaustion, meaning you take disadvantage on all ability checks.
Oh, great. Okay, well, he's going to
A false start.
retreat over here. And that will end his turn.
Alright. Brulo, it's your turn.
Alright, Rulo will move to here and fling a javelin at this foe.
You are well within range there. He's basically hovering. They're swooping as they shoot spikes. Not quite hovering. Fling out. Let me check his AC. I'm pretty sure you hit there. Yes. You fling a javelin. It pierces through the wing. It's got like a leathery membrane for a wing. Slashes through it. And the creature hisses in pain. Bleeds a little.
Oh yes, I'd like to rage now as well.
Fantastic. Here is the token for rage. Oh, -1 from the green bar, which is your one of your 2 rages.
Yep.
What does a rage look like for you? I like to establish this for each barbarian.
Well, I take a big swig of ale and belch very loudly.
That will work. All right, the very large zombie down there to the southeast, for those who can't see it, is going to take a turn, having rolled a -1 on his initiative. He splashes through the water, and I need a quick 2-minute AFK. If you guys need an AFK, now's the time, and I will be right back.
Time for a cigarette?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, real quick one.
All
Yeah,
right,
go ahead.
I'll be right back.